Well, good morning. Welcome to BlueSync on Thursday, July 16th, 2026. We are going to be talking about some exciting new updates to our Schmidtelligence platform. And anybody that has window displays in your offices are going to be very happy with the new updates. It's going to save you a lot of time. So let's go ahead and jump right in. First, we want to go over to Schmidt Resources and just remind everybody that we do have a Schmidtelligence Square. So if you jump over to marketing, and actually, I'm going to take that back. It's in technology. We're going to go to technology and we're going to go to Schmidtelligence. And so keep in mind our FAQ is here. And then if the agent would like to print any of their mailers or flyers that are created for them with Schmidtelligence, it'll take them right to the online marketing forms there. We also have the ability for agents to do a property description. Keep in mind, Schmidtelligence does create marketing assets with AI generated text on it, but if the agent is looking for help before they even put it in MLS, they have the option to do that here. And then of course, if they're looking for help with their agent bio, that opportunity is there as well. The FAQs are really nice because if the agent has questions about, how does the process flow work? How do I make updates to maybe the photos if they're in an order I don't like? What kind of timing are we looking at here? All of those questions are answered on this FAQ. So if you guys have not taken some time to read through this, it is really helpful to answer some of those questions that I'm sure you guys are getting in your offices a lot. So make sure that you head over there and check out those FAQs. Now I'm going to jump into a completed assets folder. So we all know we have links to completed assets. You can get to any of your agents folders there. I'm particularly in an agent here in Cadillac, Michigan, Pete Nemish, just to show you some of the updates. So we all know that you can link over to the agent's asset folders. They are getting emails every time they get a new listing or a price change or something goes under contract. So those emails should still be going out. But we highly encourage the agents to bookmark their completed asset folder so they can quickly get back to any of their listings and get to any of those assets that they want. Now, the first update you'll notice, we're going to jump right into the 717 Twin Lakes Avenue, Marion. So when you first launch into the agent's asset folder, this looks the same. But when you open it up, you're going to notice a change here. So some of the feedback we got are agents are looking at this on their phone or they're looking at it in the icon view like this, and they couldn't tell which folder was which, right? Because it used to be address and then type of asset. So address, open house, address, announcements, address, social media. This is going to be a lot more helpful for them. So any new listings after July 10th are going to have the new naming parameters on the folders. And you'll see now when I jump in here, I'm not looking at a bunch of folders named 7017 Twin Lakes. I see, oh, I have my AI announcements here. I have my open house assets here. I have my mailers here. So this is a tiny little tweak, but it's going to be very helpful when it comes to having agents find the assets that they need. It never really dawned on me because this is the view I've always looked at it. And so I would see the address and kind of ignore it and go to the end. Well, it makes a lot more sense now that we have the name first. And the reason why we have to keep the address in there is because the system needs to know which unique asset this is. So that's why the address is included in every one. Much like in the agents, that's why their phone number is included. That's the unique identifying part of what the API key will use to know that they're not going to overwrite other information or not create it because it's already been created. So that's why the phone number is there, and that's why the address has to stay in the naming parameter. But you'll see now it's really easy because AI announcements, AI flyers, AI mailers, and then over to announcements, flyers, listings to leads, mailers, open house, social media posts. Now, keep in mind the difference there is the AI will create its own description of the property based on what was put in the MLS. Anything that doesn't say AI, the description's coming over directly from the MLS without any changes. So AI generated text helps fit in the boxes better, helps with some of the phrasing. And again, just like any AI, the agent will want to read that through before they use these marketing assets. Or if they skip the AI options and go straight down to here, this is where it's going to be fed over directly as they have typed it into the MLS. Now, keep in mind, we only have so much space for words. So if they're super lengthy in the MLS, that is going to feed over to Schmidtelligence. that's when the AI is going to truncate that so it fits the space better. So if they jump into a mailer here and they're like, gosh, that doesn't look right, highly encourage them to go to the AI mailer, because the system has been taught how to make that that description of the property fit the space better. So that is change number one. Again, you're going to see what type of assets first and then go into the address. Now for our window displays, we do have the option down here in flyers. And you're going to see it's right here, horizontal flyer, horizontal flyer. So one's a JPEG, one's a PDF, just depending on what kind of system you're operating and how you're putting these in Office, whichever option's best for you. And when we open this one up, you're going to see now that it's formatted for the window displays, and it has a QR code embedded right here. Now, every QR code is taught and created to go directly to the website, your Moxie brokerage website, right to that listing. So if I was to scan this, I would go right over to 7017 Twin Lakes Avenue, right on CB Great Lakes. Of course, Pete Nemish as the listing agent will show up on that. And then if the consumer would like any more information, it goes right to the opportunity for them to contact Pete right through the Moxie website. So every new listing is getting its unique QR code created for them on this horizontal flyer. So if you're printing, this is the display. And again, I'm on a Mac in Google Chrome, so it may look differently. But you'll see if I don't download this first and I simply click print, well, that particular time it worked because I've already downloaded it. If you're printing from let me pull up another one. Let me pull up this one. If we're going here and printing from our preview, it's gonna, oh, you guys can't see that because I'm only sharing the tab. It doesn't format it correctly. So the tip is to go ahead and download it via your download screen. And again, it's gonna depend on what kind of system you're on. And then once you've downloaded it, you can print then from the download. It will format it much better for you. So keep that in mind. Now, unfortunately, anything listed prior to July will not have that. So if you guys are printing, you may have this window of you have to create some via the old process, and then you'll be able to pull these down for the new process. Also remember, because commercial properties do not feed through Moxie, Schmidtelligence does not create assets for those. So if you do have commercial properties, those will still need to be created via the old process at this time. But any net new residential vacant land with 10 or more photos will create those horizontal flyers for you to print in your offices and save you a bunch of time. So if we go back just a piece, we'll pull up another one. We'll go here to 9351 East 50th Road. You'll see the naming parameter is in the updated format, and we go to flyers, and you're going to see this particular one actually had a price reduction. So the price reduced flyers were created there, and then our horizontal flyers are here. So we'll pull this one open. Oh gosh, what's that white stuff? That's terrible. Anyway, we have this horizontal one you'll see here, even though the photos are old, it was a new listing, so we have the QR code created here. And then keep in mind that truncates that description from the MLS so that it fits that space. So pretty self-explanatory, but two pretty exciting updates to the Schmidtelligence platform. I'll go ahead and pause. If anybody has any questions, feel free to unmute. Go ahead, Lynn.
Yeah, Carrie, so when you say the July start date, right? July 1st, or did you say 10th? I can't remember.
Some of the, depending on when they fed over, I like to say July 10th because then I'm safe. There may be a property or two listed prior to that actually had it created. It just depends on when it goes in the MLS, feeds through the system, and the development team was creating it at that time frame.
Okay, so next question would be, if it is before July 10th, they go in the MLS, they make a change like we normally do, and then you get new assets, would that trigger that piece?
It should. I will say it should trigger that. If you try that process and it doesn't work, just reach out. There may be a small tweak. I wasn't able to test that because I didn't want to change anybody's listings on them. But that should work because that is how the system knows that something has been different. So rearrange the photos, or, add a period to the comments or add a space, whatever it might be. Any change like that should trigger it.
Nice.
Go ahead, Brenda.
I feel like I might be the only person that doesn't know this. So I apologize if it's a dumb question, but when I go to the completed assets and I'm searching through, is there a quick way to search for an individual agent, or do I have to scroll through the whole list? Because when I put the name in, it says there aren't any because the owner is Schmidtelligence. So
No, that's a great question. So the trick should be, and again, I like to say should because it is technology. So if you're in completed assets and you click this little down arrow here, am I sharing the right tab? I am. Okay. And you go to folder information, you can click search within completed assets. That should allow you, let's see, Adam is one of your agents. That should allow you to search for that. So I'm just going to pick on, I'll pick on Bernie. I like picking on Bernie. So if you type in that, it's only searching that completed assets folder. It's not searching your entire drive. So again, let me back up a screen and show you that again. You're in the completed assets drive. You click your down arrow, go to folder information, and then search within completed assets.
okay, and then I can put a name in, and
You
their
should be able to
entire
put a
folder
name
should
in
come up.
or an address. Particularly this one, I was tracking to make sure the open house assets created. So if you start typing the address, it should pull up that address.
Okay.
Now, keep in mind, if you're like me and you keep the completed asset folder open, you do want to click refresh before you go to search if you're looking for new, because it won't necessarily update unless you refresh it.
And where do you do that? Do you just go up to your three dots in your browser, or do you do it within this folder somewhere?
So I just, up here, here's our URL bar. And again, keep in mind, I'm on a Mac, so yours might be a little different, but I just use that little refresh button. It looks like a little circle with an arrow, and that reloads it.
I'm not seeing that, but.
Can you see the URL bar here?
Brenda, on the top left of your screen, there's going to be the URL bar. Right next to it, there's going to be the refresh. Here, you can do it like this. Hold on.
Because in one breath, I'm like, I don't know, maybe it's not best to be business partners. Maybe.
Oh, I see it. I see it. Never mind.
Got it?
No,
Okay,
okay.
good.
Thanks.
Yes,
Duh.
that will refresh it.
Maybe I should
Haley,
take
you
my
had your hand
glasses
up. Do you have a
off.
question?
Yes. So, like at the Fisherman's Village office, the way Deanna has it currently is there's the global luxury side and then just anything that's not global luxury. Are there versions of it for the global luxury, or is it all going to be the same going forward?
So we are still working with the dev team to create our global luxury assets. We have our thresholds per zip code. We're just struggling a little bit with the templates to make the blue black and make the logos correct. So we are working on global luxury assets. At this time, they're not available.
Okay.
Great question. I think it's Westlake, but I'm not quite. Is that you, Stephanie? Oh, hi.
I downloaded all of my agents' completed asset folders and starred the Schmidtelligence folder itself. So when I click on my starred Schmidtelligence, I only have my agents in there and it shows up updated. So that might be another way too.
So you created a link to your own drive from it, or
Yeah.
you downloaded it? You did.
I
Okay.
downloaded each agent's whole file and now it's on my drive, but the owner is still Schmidtelligence, but it does show up all the updated assets.
Yeah, that's a great tip. So that is available. Now with the new naming parameter on some of these changes, you may see some duplication of. That's okay. It's just this weird time frame as we're working through some of the changes, but that is a good workaround. That way you can get back to all your agents.
I guess just another point, Carrie, is that we'd like to have this go company-wide, right? So that ASCs aren't sitting there making all of these different templates when they're available. So if you have window displays in your offices, please make sure you let your managers know that this is the way that we are rolling it out to everybody so that they know that there's a change if there is a change. So, and that the global luxury is coming soon.
Yep, absolutely. Thanks, Lynn. And the QR code is a very nice option. We have those window displays here in Traverse City. And when I'm sitting in the conference room, constantly people are pulling out their phones and scanning those QR codes. So that's a good option without having to go and create it, either desk or grabbing it from listings to leads. It's just a really nice feature now that it's doing it for you. Go ahead, Patty.
So, quick question. So we still have the old school PowerPoint that runs with our TV that faces out our window. If I downloaded the picture version of this and loaded it up for my PowerPoint, do you think that would work?
Absolutely.
Okay.
So let me go back and show that option.
Let's save a lot of time in building each listing.
Yes, so you'll in the flyers, keep in mind these are found in flyers, you'll see that is the option, so JPEG or PDF. So
Okay.
if you're going to download them and upload it into a PowerPoint or a Google slide, just download the JPEG version and it'll let you pop it right in.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, this is like a great example of AI actually helping us with our jobs, right? So
Yes, it should save hours
Mhm.
every year.
Yep, absolutely.
And keep in mind, if you go back to those FAQs, and the agent's like, yeah, I like that, but those I accidentally put 3 exterior photos, and so that's what's populating. It will show you, it explains that here. Just go ahead and go into the MLS, rearrange it, which also is good for online because, you know, people don't want to scroll through 10 pictures of exterior before they see what the kitchen looks like. So keep in mind your top 3 best photos is what's going to populate that flyer. And then the top 10 is what's actually going to load into every asset in Schmidtelligence, just depending on what the asset is, whether it's a flyer, an announcement, or a mailer. Great. Love it. Well, thank you guys so much. If you have any questions after the fact or you have any problems, don't hesitate to reach out, but I appreciate your time this morning. Have a great rest of your day. Thanks, everyone.